Should be a lot of fun. These DLCs creep up on me. I'm not gonna lie.
I mean, it legitimately just feels like it's been years since Milwaukee. So here we are.
I suppose
That was a year ago.
I think the fact that it's at like the turn of the year, it just kind of like ambushed me. I don't know.
I mean, I don't know. So the fun part is that last year Continentals was on my birthday. This year Richmond is on my birthday. So I feel like Lorcana has just become my own personal birthday celebration.
Yeah. Well, I don't know. All right, so should be a fun show. Like we got a bunch of guests coming on. I think most of the broadcast crew from Richmond will come in about halfway through. We'll talk about predictions. Hope the chat is. It should be fun for the chat. We're going to talk about predictions and maybe do a mock draft. I don't know, but I've got a fun form. I'm going to have some the chat fill out for like predictions, and yeah, it's going to be fun.
Are you going to ask anyone for predictions for all of 2026, or are you just thinking DLC Richmond?
Oh, just DLC Richmond.
That's a good start.
And for 2026, cars coming to Lorcana.
Right? You get zooming. Yeah, no, it should be fun. So yeah, hopefully the chat's super engaged and we'll have a really good night. And yeah, I don't know, I'm excited. Logan, I know I have an hour-long cutoff, but it'll be fun till then. And chat's already fired up. Look at that. All right.
Hey, chat, let's go. We should probably start the show.
Oh, you're right. All right, we're running a little late. Let's get this thing going.
Have a good show.
Locked in. I wish I could get it set up where like it hit. You know what? I need to time it where it goes done, and I like already transferred over.
And like we are professionals, so like eventually we're gonna get that down exactly right in the timing, right?
Yeah. I'm sure. I haven't tried too hard, but I'm. It's like it's like the you know the arcade game where the light spins around and you have to like hit it at like the exact right moment to win the tickets.
Never won, not a single time.
Neither have I. but yeah, it's kind of like that. I gotta hit it right at the exact right time to it comes over. But hey, how are you? How was your holidays? How was your New Year? How are you?
It was fantastic. Since from our last show, I have been off of work. Today was my first day back to work. And it felt weird, I'm not gonna lie, but short work week because Richmond is this weekend. But before we get into all that, how was your holidays? I know you took a pretty well-deserved hiatus just in general.
Yeah, it was good. I took a couple of weeks off work. We did a week in Maine and then a week back here, just kind of settling back in. And of course, like the content grind feels like it never stops. And so when we went on break, I had all these video ideas I was going to do. I'm like, what's in my bag? DLC caster version. And I'm going to do like 8 deck techs and I'm going to do and study. And I didn't do any of that. I did discover like Twitch streaming, like finally as like a viable thing that I could do. And so every time I was like, I should be filming a video and editing and all that. I was like, I hate editing. I'm just going to turn on the camera and start talking.
So I did notice that, like, you actually did a few things to just like engage and do, just have talks, and I watched them back, and they were like just fantastic moments. Like Wonder was on for one of them, wasn't he?
Yeah, he was. Just a spur of the moment, and that was a lot of fun.
Yeah, so like I went back and watched them. I didn't watch them live, But I'm gonna be honest, I unplugged as much as possible during the entirety of my break. Obviously, was still playing Lorcana because you know we have Richmond coming up and can't go in unprepared. But as far as like social media or Twitter or things like that, I didn't post much of anything. I didn't really like. I don't know. When I take a break like that, I tend to try to keep as many moments for myself as possible.
Hmm.
Um, I understand like the content grind and people wanting a peek into like what's happening in your private life. There's some things I like to just not share with everyone, for lack of a better way to put it. It's not even that something spectacular is going on and that I'm doing anything amazing. Um, it's just that I don't know. It feels more fun that way.
Yeah. Yeah, no, there's definitely some value in unplugging, and it feels so hard, especially when you're in the content game, or even like with TCGs, because you feel like there's always one more game you can get in and all of that. But yeah, I don't know. Colors in the chat.
By the way, do I sound better now?
Yes, you do now. Yeah.
Okay.
I was like, I think you're on your laptop mic.
Not my laptop, because I have a home now instead of
that's
having to travel. But I guess it was going through my camera microphone, because settings are fun. We are professionals in general.
We are professionals. Yeah. So yeah. So anyway, holidays were good. It was good to unplug. I didn't get as much content done as I would have wanted, but I did a lot of. I mean, I did a lot of on the side research for Richmond. I've I I have calls recorded. For example, with I talked to Diego Sass. I've got calls recorded with Zanzad. I did last night Lucas and Christian, who won that 100-person event in Europe with Amber Amethyst, to kind of pick his brain about that deck. So I'm Wonder on stream. And so even when I'm not doing like actual recording for videos and stuff for DLCs, it's a lot of like prep. And it's a lot of it's like interviews and like picking players' brains. So
Yeah.
I did do a lot of that.
I mean, for sure, I still kept as plugged in to Lorcana as possible. Due to where I live, I don't quite get to go to as many events as I did when I lived in Pittsburgh. I actually got a lot of messages today about my old Pittsburgh crew and all the friends that I made out there, asking if I was going to Richmond and how they're doing and which ones of them are going to Richmond. So I'm excited to like get to reconnect with them. But I don't know, that's kind of been the challenge moving out here, that I instead of just kind of naturally being around it, I have to actually seek out Lorcana content more, which isn't necessarily hard, like if you know where to go. But instead of just kind of accidentally into all the information like I did, now I have to actively search it out and make notes and do things like that. I don't know. In a way, it feels good because I have to be more deliberate about it. So instead of just kind of osmosising all of the information, I'm having to take active steps. And in some ways, oddly enough, I think that makes me care more about it, if that makes any sense at all.
No, it does. It actually makes a lot of sense. Jeremy was very clear when everybody was crashing out because a bunch of Lorcana players were playing other TCGs. Jeremy made the point. He's like, yeah, I played Cookie Run for an event and it made me love Lorcana more. So yeah, I dig it.
I'm not gonna lie. Over the past like week and a half, I mean, just this month, right? Like I've played a lot of Riftbound. I've started playing Hearthstone again. But then all this week, obviously with Richmond coming up, Maelstrom has had a lot of team testing nights. And I feel like in a way playing the other games has helped me see lines or be more patient in Lorcana in ways that I haven't before or haven't been before. I don't know. I feel like after that mental reset, coming back to the game with a purpose and as focused as we are when we have team nights. I mean, I'm more excited for Richmond now than I was at the beginning of the month, which, I mean, we're in January now, but like the beginning of December as opposed to now, my excitement level to just play the game is a lot higher. And I think it's because I have taken that break instead of just being completely immersed in the singular game forever. I think it's healthy to try to branch out a little bit if you're feeling a little bit burnt out.
I agree. I agree completely. And I want to segue off that, but I do need to do some responsible streamer things. Apparently, first off, I don't know who rated us, but big shout out to the raid. Welcome raiders to the show. We're talking about Richmond this week. Logan and I, we're going to bring in some awesome guests here in a moment. Pretty much the entire broadcast team from Richmond is going to stop by here in a little bit. So look out for that. We're going to do some predictions. And yeah, JD. Okay, JD. I figured it was JD. He usually shouts himself out. But JD, thanks for the raid. If you're still here, I hope you had a wonderful stream. I'm sure you did. Your streams are always wonderful. I made the mistake, Logan, of streaming once when JD was streaming. And in my defense, I didn't start streaming when he was streaming. I just I started streaming, and then a minute later, JD started his stream, and I was like, nobody's gonna
no one cares about me as much as JD, right?
Yeah, he always anytime he's on, the entire Lorcana community is there, so his streams are fantastic. I appreciate him.
No, shout out to JDZ. He's a fantastic human, awesome energy, does way more for content than I think I could ever dream of doing. He's just consistently on it. If you don't know about him, go find him. As he would say, lock in.
Lock in. And then also a big shout out. Thanks for the super chat here. Happy New Year. Really appreciate that. It supports the show. In fact, that's most of a Restream subscription for the month, which is super helpful. Steven said in the chat here, I should do pack openings for super chats. And maybe I'll do that near the end. Board bro. Maybe I'll open a pack. I don't want to disrupt the flow, but maybe I'll open some packs near the end. So stick around. But I appreciate you. One other thing I wanted to do, Logan, now that we've got some folks here, I had an idea. We're gonna do some predictions. Commentators, we're going to do some maybe some drafts talking about how we think we're going to win the event, but I wanted to know what the community thought or thinks. So I'm going to put a link here to a Google form, and I want if you're watching the show tonight, take a look at this form. You can predict which deck you think is going to win, which dark horse deck you think will make it to the top 8. We're going to ask you, and then just a random prediction. I have make your boldest off the wall prediction in the form, and I'm hoping people put things I don't know,
Rockstar Stitch wins.
Right, or even Maelstrom. Maelstrom does a human pyramid in the room.
Look, if it gets wild enough, don't think that we aren't rowdy enough that we wouldn't try it. You wouldn't think it about Sailor just looking at him, but that is a man who's down for some shenanigans.
Yeah, I believe it. I mean, Canadians, right? they take you by surprise with their shenanigans. Shenanigans. Shenanigans.
You good over there?
Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, I don't know. Full disclosure, my screen is all wonky now. I'm in a different browser than usual because my computer is old, and now you're frozen. So I assume I'm not because nobody said anything. So I'm just driving.
You are not frozen. You are doing incredibly well, actually. You look fantastic.
Awesome.
You sound fantastic.
Oh, that's really great. That's good to hear.
It's the joys of Monday, man. Come on.
Yeah, but so I'm just gonna keep talking to you as if you're. So I can't see any visual cues. But
listen, I am.
Keep moving. So let's talk about Richmond a little bit before we bring our guests in. So you got a good break over the holidays. You got to hang out with Color and you got to just chill and kind of reset a little bit. But I know you've been thinking about it, and of course you were so close to that top cut in Milwaukee. I know you're looking to run it back. How are you feeling, and how are you prepping? What do you think? Where's your head at?
So, I mean, honestly, the real genuine prep for Richmond started at the beginning of December. I think it was me, R&B, Sky, and Humble. We kind of all got us individually. We got into a call and just started because obviously Sailor team captain, he's always there. If we ask questions, he's always down. But he's been enjoying a lot of disconnect time for family and things like that because he's always connected with his Discord and his Patreon or his Metafy. He has tons of students all the time. But more or less, we just kind of all got together and we're like, okay, what are the decks that we think are the strongest right now? What are the predictions that we have for what the meta share is going to look like? Because we haven't had a lot of really big events since Charlie's to super influence what we feel like the meta is going to be. Set championships obviously started this weekend, so that's influencing things a little bit. But testing and just theory crafting kind of started at the beginning of December. Now that we're a couple of weeks out, obviously Christmas and New Year's kind of took priority, family time. I will say this repeatedly as much as I can. Real life needs to happen before hobbies and card games. Never feel bad for taking a minute off. Never feel bad for disconnecting if you need it. The game will always exist, but things in real life you could possibly miss. So we took a little bit of time off, but starting last week, we all really started to hit it really hard. Just team testing nights, getting together. We all have, I think most of us more or less are locked in on the color combinations we're playing. It's just nailing down the exact list. Humble, Sailor, Wonder, RMB, and I were in a call last night, and we were literally, I want to say, an hour-long conversation about the last 2 slots of the deck that Humble and I are the deck that Humble and I are thinking of bringing. So that's kind of where we're at. We're in the finalization phase. I can say that after our testing, I'm feeling really confident about what I've been working on with Corey. I think the team overall is feeling pretty confident. Do what?
You're being so cagey.
Yeah, I'm not going to tell you exactly what I'm going to play because it's a surprise. I'm feeling really confident. I am feeling as confident going into Richmond as I was going into Milwaukee. I genuinely feel like I have the capacity and ability to do exactly what I did in Milwaukee, but a little bit better this time.
Yeah. So I'm trying to fix the form that I didn't do right here.
Because you can only pick one color.
Yeah, you know what I'm going to do? I'm just going to change it to short answer. There you go. I was trying to do a thing. I was trying to be more creative than my own good. Here, I'm gonna do this. There you go. Now it's all short answer. Now you have to type. Now you have to type this. But look, it's
They have to try a little bit harder.
Yeah, but I'm already loving this idea here so much. Sorry to not segue off what you're talking about, but
no, you're fine.
Oh, it did work. Oh man, I should have just kept it.
Uh-oh.
I should have kept it as the checkboxes. Oh well. Y'all got to type now. I already love my favorite question already is what card will the commentators mispronounce? So far, our
it's going to be Ilanwi, 100%.
Yep, that's twice Ilanwi. Ilanwi. Yep, there we go. Already.
But the way, so the fun way to remember it is there's a very specific clip in the movie where she meets Taran. And she does the princess thing, but she's coming out and she goes, "I'm Princess Ilanwi."
Okay, so you watch that like 100 times.
Yeah, so just it's a very deliberate movie moment. Like they don't want you to mess up her name, so she stands up and like literally just goes, "I'm Princess Ilanwi." Like says her name fully. Like it's a whole thing where she like very clearly enunciates her name so people understand what it is.
Yeah. Well, that's perfect. And just for this moment. Also, Cheshire Cat, the Grimorum Arcanorum, which I don't think sees much play, but I'm ready for that one. David Xanatos, Adataya, yeah, that one. Yep. Nope. Not gonna do it. Adataya.
I don't even know what cards you're talking about. I'll be honest.
Yeah, it's a card.
Hold on. No, I'm going to Dreamborn.
Adataya.
How do you spell it?
Yeah, Atitaya.
Atitaya. Oh, I have no idea.
Yeah.
Nope. I give up.
So there we go. So a lot of funny answers. I love this already. What is the most obscure cosplay? I think the Black Cauldron itself is a fun one. Somebody said Henwen. Yep.
That would be good.
Let's see. Which player which player will win DLC Richmond? Somebody said Humble. And then which player will be the runner-up at DLC Richmond? And person said hopefully not Humble. So Which deck will win DLC Richmond? Whatever Humble plays. These forms are anonymous, but I feel like I know who filled that out.
I have no idea who filled that out. It's completely anonymous.
Yeah, there's some really fun answers here. I like it a lot. All right, it's my favorite. Amber Sapphire Princesses makes it to top 32. Bold prediction.
I think that's completely within the realm of possibility, actually.
If
they get the right bracket, like, I think that, yeah. I mean, look, so we can look at some legendary runs that have happened in DLCs, right? I mean, just look at the first one in Atlanta. It was Amber Amethyst back when Emerald Steel, Ruby Amethyst, and Amber Steel, like in their heyday, like the most powerful they've ever been. And the deck that won the DLC was Amber Amethyst.
Yeah.
With Fairy Godmother. Like,
yeah.
Come on, man.
I had to look up multiple cards during that run. It is interesting. There are several decks, and now Princesses is kind of like out there, but I'm not gonna lie. There are several people who have sent me notes saying that they think Amber Sapphire, they've cracked it, and I'm like, I want to see it. Like, if you have, but some people believe in it. And
I mean, like, it has tools. It's the same thing. It's the same way we looked at Amber Amethyst before. I mean, really, honestly, before Zan brought it to CCS and won. All it takes is the right bracket and the right day. And I genuinely think that right now, with the tools that are happening, like, we're going to see something surprising in Richmond. I don't know what exactly, but there's a lot of viability right now.
Yeah, I agree. Yeah, I'm glad you mentioned the Amber Amethyst too, because Zan did crack that OTW deck, and or what did we decide it was on stream?
Monstro combo.
No, it was Moby Duck.
Moby Duck, that's what it was. Yeah,
Moby Duck. So he cracked Moby Duck, and a lot of people tried it, and it's difficult to play, and I don't think it's going to see a ton of play. I think we'll see about 10 people bring it in, but I think it'll be there. But then Christian over in Europe plays this Amber Amethyst deck and wins this Enchanted Pathways with a bunch of other rare hunters there. And it's actually pretty good. It's not Moby Duck. It's basically Amethyst with Lantern splashed in for ramp and makes use of the mid-range. Yeah, the Horseman Strikes, which like that whole deck goes because of the Horseman Strikes in the mid-game against the other Amethyst clones.
I mean, honestly, when you look at it, the deck is literally Blurple, but it's playing the Amber cards that are hard removal that don't give your opponent anything and draw you cards.
Yeah, no, exactly right. Yeah, you hit the nail on the head. And I think it has some legs. If it hits a lot of Amethyst in its matchups, and let's face it, the meta is going to be 50% Amethyst, I think, at least, right?
I think that's an easy prediction. I mean, you look at just the field in general. You have Blurple, you have Amber Amethyst, you have Amethyst Steel, you have Ruby Amethyst that's now becoming incredibly popular. Like all of those decks individually have started to gain a lot more of meta share, and they're all really good.
Yeah.
I think the blessing and the curse right now of Amethyst is that it's so strong that you can pick roughly 42 to 50 Amethyst cards and then splash in the other color, and it just kind of works.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, and that's exactly so the game I play, because I think you pointed out last week, like now that Amber Amethyst is on the board and every Amethyst pair works. The question I was asked though, like, is why do you play one over another? Because oftentimes, like Emerald Amethyst is a perfect example. When you play Tempo, and I think Tempo is good, and I know some very good players who are believers in Tempo and not the burn version, but the Tempo version. It's like, is it doing what it's doing better than like Amethyst Steel? And at the end of the day, like, do you just end up defaulting to that? Are you trying to do something? Are you trying to bring like an unconventional or a lower meta share Amethyst deck to do the same thing as one of the better decks? And would you just be better off bringing that better deck? So that's the game I end up playing when I look at these things. but as I play that game, I do think that every Amethyst variant in the meta does have something different that it's trying to do. And so I don't know. Except for maybe like you're right, the Amber Amethyst and the Blurple are doing something very, very similar, especially if you hit the ramp turn with a lantern. So
Right, but like I think the fun part of Amber Amethyst is that it's not as reliant on the turn 2 ramp.
yeah, you
You
don't need it.
can just you can just curve out the way you would with Ruby Amethyst and it's still good. The lantern is just kind of like the icing on the cake. Like if you get out lantern, then all of a sudden you you've effectively ramped more or less, but it's something that your opponent has the ability to interact with. So if they want to, they have to take a turn off to interact with it. And it may not even stumble you that much if they do interact with it because you have so many on curve tools to just play.
Yeah. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, Fairy Queen, I guess Steamworld about Amber deck with the lanterns. Yeah. Yeah, the fun thing about lanterns too is you can play the ramp line, but if you hit the lantern later in the game, like it effectively costs 1 to play because of its discount. So you can just play it, with an extra ink anytime. And get that benefit of the rest of the game. It's not like hitting drawing into a TPO on turn like well, I mean it's if you want some board presence, it's not great. But it can be used anytime, even if you don't, hit it on curve.
I was about to say,
Yeah.
how dare you? First of all, Tipo is the best spell book there ever was. He quests for victory all of the time.
Yeah. Yeah. That's true. Basil can buff him up and you run into things and take down libraries and
But I mean, just genuinely, you look at all of the Amethyst decks, and for the most part, all of them play fairly differently. You look at Emerald Amethyst, it has 2 very, very different play styles. You have the Burn and you have the Brainiac version. You look at Ruby Amethyst, and it's kind of back to its roots where you're trying to curve out fairly powerful bodies. You have things like the Headless Horseman, Lumiere. You have tools like Maui Shark. A lot of people I've seen are running locations like the library in that one. Then you have Amethyst Steel, which is trying to curve out, and it better utilizes, I think, Cheshire Cat than most others. But I mean, it has the steel removal, right? It has Strength of a Raging Fire, it has Bolt, has Dock, has another draw engine if you need it. Then you look at Amber Amethyst. I think Amber Amethyst might be the best because there are also 2 different versions of that. You have the Monstro combo version, and then you have the mid-range version. I think that might arguably be the best Demona deck that we have.
yeah.
So, like all of them, while they have a fairly similar flavor, their overall game plans are not the same. Which, I mean, say what you will, I think that says a lot about how the color identities of pairing colors really shine in those moments.
Yeah, that's fair. That's fair. And all that means that I am really, even though Amethyst is everywhere, I am actually enjoying this meta compared to some of the others that we've seen. Shout out to Kim, by the way. Thanks for joining us. And yes, every time I see a new princess card come out, when I saw Cinderella come out, I immediately think of you, Kim. Kim is always trying to bust princesses wide open, playing them in like every set champ. So if you want to see where the princess meta is at, make sure you're following Kim on Instagram. Yeah, there's an important princess. Steven says might be important princesses coming out next set. There's princesses coming out every set. Like that color is.
I think that's like the safest prediction you could possibly say. Like, what princess did we get this? I mean, Eilonwy by herself was just incredibly impactful. Who would have thought that another 1-drop with support would be the princess that we needed?
Yeah, those cards are sneaky good. Support, like a sneaky, like nobody played support. I feel like for like 5 sets, and then eventually they're like, oh, we can do stuff with them.
Well, even the first couple of weeks of Fabled, we didn't really look at Basil that much.
True.
And then all of a sudden, someone saw it, and they're like, "Wait a minute, that's really good."
he's been here the whole time. Yeah, and Eilonwy is fun. I love the Eilonwy combo with World's Greatest Criminal Mind. It's like a sneaky way to put her on the board and then just threaten, so many different characters.
It's literally going back to like set 3 with the Queen shift line where you could sing buff up, or she would quest and then you would buff up a character and then you would sing World's Greatest Criminal Mind. It's the same trap, just in a different shell. And I personally like seeing things like that come back. It feels like we lost a lot of tools with the rotation. So seeing at least one of them still viable and something we can pull off is awesome.
Yeah, I agree. Okay, sorry, I glanced back over at the prediction survey again, and it's it's pretty good. I'm gonna paste that one more time before I bring in our guests. So folks that came in on the raid, if they didn't see it earlier, I've got a forum, Google forum. If you want to make some predictions for Richmond, which decks you think will win, what cosplay we'll see, what words will the commentators mispronounce. There's a fun little form you can fill out, just because I don't know, it's amusing and and somebody's prediction here. Which player will win DLC Richmond? JDZ wearing a mask that he only takes off after he wins. I want to know what JD's like alter ego name is. So anyway,
fun fact: there was a Pokemon player that did that exact same thing.
Really?
But he was playing a Pokemon that disguised itself. So he would sit down at the tables to play his opponent, and he would put on glasses that had like a fake nose on it. And then when his Pokemon got revealed, he would take it off and be like, "Oh no, you found me out."
That's really funny. I love it. All right.
So I could absolutely see JD doing the same thing. He sits down and he has 2 decks in front of him, and he's like, "Which one will it be?"
Yep. Yeah. We have ZDJ.
ZDJ.
Yep. Who's nobody in particular that we know. Yeah. JD also has a very specific build. It'd be like Beefcake trying to like disguise himself. We're like, we know who that is.
Nah, he comes in like a full. Oh man, what would he even? I feel like if he came in like dressed as Mickey, it would be too on the nose. You know what I mean? I feel like he'd pick something a little bit more obscure. I feel like maybe he'd do a power line thing.
Yeah.
And have a ZDJ, like have that logo across his chest.
Yeah.
ZDJ challenges.
ZDJ challenges. There it is. There it is. Nailed it. Clip this, post it. There we go. All right. We need to welcome in our guests, because some of them have been sitting in the green room for quite a while, and I'm really, 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 really excited to hang out with these folks in advance of Richmond. We're gonna have a full house tonight, Logan.
I can't wait. It's gonna be awesome.
Yeah, big packed screen here. Lots of folks, lots of opinions, lots of amazing people. All right.
Are you gonna bring them one at a time or all together?
You know, I sometimes I do. I was gonna do all together, but then you do this thing where like you're like, how's everybody doing? And everybody, So I feel like we introduce them. We bring them in one at a time in the order they popped in the green room, and we'll real quick say hello, and then bring them all in. First, let's welcome. You know him from a lot of anime that you've watched, and you don't even realize, because he is everywhere with his prodigious voice talents. It is first-time DLC commentator Brent Wakai.
Yo.
Hello, Brent.
What's up, everybody? How's it going?
I'm good. I'm jealous of your studio.
Oh, thank you.
He is what you call a true professional. Look at the soundproofing the glass door next to him.
It's smaller than you think. It is not, and it gets much warmer than you can imagine.
So what it reminds me of, I used to work with a recording studio in Nashville. We did a bunch of music covers and things like that.
Oh.
And the vocal booth that he had, where we do a lot of, just literally every song that we did, very reminiscent of what you are. And I don't think people understand, just like you said, how warm it truly can get, especially when you're in the moment and you're like, you feel this is the take and I have to finish it, and you get out and you're just like, that was 5 minutes too long. I think I'm going to die.
Yeah, people don't realize that your AC, your air conditioning, makes noise, and you can't have that when you're recording. So you're just coming in hoping it's not a hot day. So
yeah, Aaron can sympathize with. Like we had this in our kitchen, our studio, for a while, and the return vent, which is, there's a long story about a renovation. Bottom line is it's loud and it's right next to the table, and so every time we recorded something, we would turn the AC. I would turn the AC like way, way, way off, and Aaron was miserable. So I feel that. It's not the same as being locked in a closet with a bunch of padding, but
yeah.
But I'm in Texas, so
that's a different beast, dude. I got a lot of Texas friends. A lot of anime gets done in Texas, so know a lot of people over there. But I don't know how they record in their closets and stuff. It gets hot.
That's called we suffer for our art, Brent. That's exactly
true.
We all
That's
do.
true.
We all do. All right, bring in our next commentator. You know her, you love her. She's everywhere at all the different in-person events, and I don't know. She's awesome. It's Katie from Lorkeepers Inn. I don't know, Katie. That's the best intro I had.
She's everywhere.
She's just awesome. Like I don't need to talk about awesome
She
Katie
is
because everybody
everywhere.
knows.
He's what you
You
call omnipresent, everywhere and
That's
nowhere
true.
all at the same
I'm
time.
behind you right now. But yes, it's so exciting. We're getting the band together. This is the best.
Yeah.
But you said she, which means there's a 1 in 3 chance I looked up that it was me. That means there's 2 more right behind me.
I feel like there's sometimes where Liam is really, really good with his intros. I'm like, oh, well, we know exactly that because he never tells me who he's bringing in. It's always a little surprise
true.
for me too.
Yeah, he's like, she's everywhere. I was like,
Yeah.
okay, in
But then
person
there are
events. I'm
times,
like, okay, that's me.
That's true. I
but
really
there's
like.
times like that where it's like kind of, I don't know. You just like,
But
it
I
could
am
be anyone.
omnipresent, so that is true. But the other 2 might be omnipresent too. I don't know what they're.
That's
they
true.
could- They could
That's true.
omniscient. We don't know.
I don't know.
only
They're not finding first chapter product in the wild and posting
But
about
it's
it like you do.
$50. The 4 packs for
Right.
$50 is rough. I think it was meant to be bought. I think they actually I think they didn't sell it on Black Friday and then the sale ended, and now people are like, that's pretty expensive. It's $30 fun, $50 little less fun. But anyway,
yeah, not fun at all.
$50 is a commitment. I don't.
that
think so.
is, yeah. But there better be an Elsa in there, is what I'm
Yeah,
saying.
right. Yeah. Anyway,
Who's
yeah, it's
on
funny
next?
when I bring people in from the green room, like
Oh,
you
no
know, for
one.
the honest, sorry, I'm going back.
I know. I feel bad. I feel like I'm keeping them hostage in there.
Well, like so in the green room, like sometimes people are there for quite a while, and if there's more than one person there, and they're like, you know, they're doing their thing or on their phone because I'm like being rude and not inviting them in early. Like I want to give them a nice warning when they're coming on, and so I do this long intro to kind of like let them know I'm about to bring them in, and then sometimes it doesn't
Sometimes
work.
you just apparate them in.
Yeah, sometimes I just apparate them in. Sometimes like I don't even give them any warning, and I just hit the button and they just appear, and they don't even expect it. So
I knew that was going to happen. I was waiting for it. I knew it.
I didn't plan that at all until I was like mid sentence, and then I was like,
What a very Liam thing to do.
What a devious
Love it.
man.
I love
Listen,
it. That was perfect.
Just as a fun little keynote, I don't think anybody truly realizes how much last minute work goes into actually figuring out what topics we're going to talk about every Monday night. It's the last 30 minutes beforehand where we have Steven saving me and Liam every week. Like, hey, this is what's been going on for like the past weekend. And we're just like, Steven, you're wonderful and an awesome human being. And then Liam are like, what do we want to talk about? And we're like, I don't know. And then naturally it just kind of eventually shows up. But
yeah.
we make it work. Hi, Rebecca. How are you?
Oh, hey. Hi. I'm great. I'm so excited to be here. Hanging out with the Illumineers and plus.
with the crew.
Yes.
This was so exciting. I threw out you know, to a bunch of people, hey, does anybody want to hang up for the DLC, get people hyped, talk about what we're gonna see, you know, get some reps with the just, I don't know, bantering with the commentating crew, and everybody was like, yeah, and I was like, oh, cool, it's gonna be awesome. And for like Rebecca, thanks for taking break. I know this is Girl Scout night, so
It's Mondays is Girl Scout night. First meeting of the year, getting ready for cookie season.
Oh, so we're all about to be in danger is what I'm hearing.
Yes, you are.
Will cookies be at Richmond? That's really important, actually.
No.
What an opportunity that
cookies
would be, though.
at Richmond, but right? They should sell Girl Scout cookies at Richmond. Hannah, my daughter, would be at the top of the charts.
Guaranteed, absolutely.
DLC. So, but yeah.
Well, so just as a quick segue, because I personally have questions for all of you just in general, but I want to start with Brent. Huge congratulations, by the way, for the opportunity. This is something that not a lot of people get to experience. I think of anyone who could be a first-time DLC caster, I mean, you're top of the list, man. I mean, you've had your own iconic Lorcana moments that people immediately know you by. But what is the feeling that you're having going into the weekend?
Pure excitement, dude. I mean, my wife and I started playing this game like day one, and unfortunately, it was day one of retail. release. So by the time we were like, it was like 3 p.m. and we were like, oh, this is really fun. Let's see if we can find any product. None anywhere in all of so, dude. I drove around like 20, 30 stores one day. Just like I had the day off. I was like, I'm gonna see if there's any product. It was tough. But playing and getting more competitive, and then taking lessons from your former teammate. No, I'm not. Shout out Candle B. It was just it was fun. I got to go do DLC Vegas. Would have done DLC Seattle, but it was like a week after my wife and I got married, and yeah, like I've said on the record many times, like people have goals within the game, and my goal has always been like, I want to be a commentator. I think it would be a lot of fun. I think I come from an improv and stand up and like acting background. I always thought like I think I can lend my skills toward that better than I could lend my skills as a player, and so now getting the opportunity is incredible. I mean, even just being here, I like the early days. I was like, oh, maybe one day, for some reason, I'll be on the Illumateers, and I'll be able to be on that show and do all. I had to hang with Liam, and it's just like it's all coming true. So, yeah, it could not be happier.
I think that's the fun part of the Disney magic of Lorcana, right? I mean, like you're saying, everybody has their personal goals within the game, and you don't really know how those are going to manifest as you take your own personal journey with it, right? I mean, the first week that it came out, I can honestly say I never would have seen myself getting to the places I have been so fortunate to get to. But again, like, huge congratulations to you. You're honestly a voice that I've known for a while. I'm a huge anime nerd. So Colors Law and I have watched a lot. I mean, while we were watching Freerun, we knew you were in there. So like we were just kind of beeline waiting for your character to show up throughout the entirety of the show. So, I mean, it almost feels like kind of piece of home and familiarity is being added to my DLC experience on commentary. So I thank you a lot for that, man.
Oh man, well, I'm honored. I'm not gonna lie. We met in Vegas.
Yeah,
because you were hanging with the crew, and I was like, "Oh my gosh, I'm 5-0, and I don't know what to do." And you guys were so cool, so chill, and helped me out. You put me at ease. So
I remember specifically, you came up and you're like, "What do I do?" And we're like, "Bro, you're safe. You just draw it. You're fine."
Oh man, so yeah, I look up to you guys, the players. I'm just like, every time I'm like, oh my gosh, that's Ed. Oh, it's Zen. Whoa, it's R&B and Humble. They're hanging out. So I nerd out too on the other end, which is yeah. From my perspective, you guys are super cool and awesome, and I'm just like some scrub. Like, oh man, my skills aren't up to par.
I mean, like, you've done better at a DLC than I ever have. So, like,
oh man,
I don't know.
All luck, brother.
No, man. We say it all the time. You have to have the skill to take advantage of the luck when it comes your way, and like I said, the iconic moment you had with the "Be Prepared" flip on stream. I mean, like, it doesn't get any better or scripted than that. Like, genuinely amazing.
Thank you.
Yeah.
But like, I still remember that game from Vegas, man. That was such a I got to commentate that one, and that was such a cool moment. And then you did like a whole vlog about it too, and like the whole DLC Vegas experience and everything. And I was just like, okay, this guy's we're gonna see more of this guy, and now we're seeing more of you, and I could not be more thrilled that you're a part of the team, Brent. Yeah, it's gonna be so much fun.
It's an honor.
Yeah. Well, so like with that, we can segue a little bit over to Katie. Katie, as we said, you're fairly omnipresent. It feels like anytime I open Twitter, you're one of the first things that I see.
That's good.
About.
That's good that, like, whenever I make a dumb tweet, that Twitter's like, get that to people's tweet. I'm like, no. Sometimes it's about Popeyes. Help. Anyway.
But no, like, genuinely it is. And you're very consistently talking about the game and how much you enjoy. I mean, just, your fun thing of finding product in the wild. I mean, what are your thoughts, feelings, emotions coming into the weekend? It's another DLC. We have very few this time around in NA. So being a part of another one. What are your thoughts?
It is. I mean, I have to say, it is a little surreal, and maybe you guys can all relate to like. It felt like it was a way away, and then it felt like it was pretty close, and then I blacked out because it was the holidays, and then I blacked back in, and it's like right here, and so it's kind of very surreal because I've been excited, and then now it's like it's here. So I'm literally right after I get off of this, I'm like, okay, I gotta get my pins, my shoulder plushes, I gotta get things ready, my outfits, and so, but it's like it's the greatest thing. I don't know. I mean, you guys all know how magic it is at DLCs. Like, I mean, even if like we all got there and they're like, "Oh, sorry, no, there's no cards, we can't play," and we all just hung out, it'd be a great 3 days. But it's not that. We get to see some of the best gameplay, and to commentate. It's a dream come true. It's been a year basically since I did my first in-person event in July, and it's very cool because I got to cast with Brent and Charlie's, which was delightful. I learned that I thought I was a high energy person, and then I cast with Brent. I was like, I am a very, very subdued person. I'm an NPR host. I am. This is
An NPR host.
Keepers in, and we do see in our committees come down on the board. And so yeah, I learned that. I was like, all right, but I love it because I do love that every caster brings their own flavor, and then like we all kind of kind of borrow things we like about other casters. I always love when you hear a JDZ-ism slip into somebody else's casting, or you hear somebody's like, let's get up and active. But we all have this like little ecosystem of what we bring, and it's just very exciting. So I'm excited to see this configuration and to see how we all do. I'm excited to get in the booth with Rebecca again. Me and Rebecca, this is a little behind the scenes. When we cast last time, we had to cast I think it was like even an aggro deck at 1.5 speed. Mm-hmm. And we were like, I don't know. I'm like, anyway, and they're like, cut to break. We're like, okay.
So mean.
It was special. It was a special moment.
Casting. And then the thing is, so it was cast at 1.5, and then they had to cut like the shuffling and stuff too. So like, it's pretty much.
They didn't tell you it was 1.5, did they? Or did
they? No, but we could tell.
Yeah, because all of a sudden you're like, and so you're trying to say play by play and maybe a little bit. And me and Rebecca were excited because we're like, we're gonna cast together. I can't wait. And we got done. We're like, maybe next time. Maybe we'll cast together.
It was over so fast. What happened?
But it was so fun, and that's one of my favorite parts about the team is that like they're the best group of people to have a bad time with, because it's always like a great time because you're like, listen, this is the yes and crew. Everybody in there is going to say, all right, let's go. Whatever weird thing's happening, we're doing it. So
I mean, like, it's so much so to touch on that. Anytime Maelstrom gets together, it very much so if something goes wrong or something goes awry or someone needs something, if everyone is willing to drop everything and pitch in and make everything happen. Yeah. So to hear that the caster crew and anybody who's in part of production is more or less the same way. Obviously, I've known Liam fairly closely for a long time now, and there's very little that he won't do to make sure that the show goes on. And in my day-to-day life, from work to everything, I'm kind of in that same mentality. However, you have to make it work. You just got to keep it going. It may not be the best quality thing you've ever seen, but as long as it's rolling, that's the most important part. And quality comes along with that. So I love to hear that you guys are as tight as we can all hope to be. And I guess with that, let's move on to Rebecca. Rebecca, you are literally a part of anything Lorcana. I turn on Instagram and you are much akin to Katie when I turn on Twitter. You tend to be one of the first things I see as far as Lorcana content on Instagram. What are your thoughts, feelings, predictions, overall? Mood going into
winning
Richmond?
This thing?
Mood. Who's winning? Who knows? I'm just very excited about this new team, having Brent and Zebex. I'm very excited that she's joining us as well. I know she couldn't join us tonight, but and then seeing Baker come back and him and I being able to work together for the whole season is just like beyond thrilling. So Richmond, though, I think is going to be really exciting. I don't know. The Whispers in the Well meta to me, like this has been the most excited that I have felt about Disney Lorcana in the game than I have for a really long time. And I don't know that I could even exactly put my finger on like when the last time I was this excited was, but there's just something about the cards, the new set that came out, the decks that are out there. And yes, there's a lot of Amethyst. Yes, there is. But you guys were even talking about it earlier. There's all the decks are trying to do different things. And I just am really excited to see all the players and what actually shows up. I think that there's going to be some surprising things. You know, a lot of players right now are being really quiet on the socials and keeping things a little close at hand. So I can't wait to see what games that we have, and then working with this team, of course, is always just a joy. Like, I can't wait to see Katie kill it again doing, draw that card. And
I've been practicing. All I do is I wake up and I obscurely draw cards using whatever.
That's fantastic.
Whatever medium you're on.
Yeah, ketchup.
Yeah.
Whatever.
Yeah.
Hairspray.
Oh man. So yeah, I think it's just going to be a very, very exciting weekend. I can't wait.
I feel like the meta is like the Rapunzel, where she's like, I can't believe I did this. I can't believe I did this. But it's like, the meta feels like anything can happen. Anything can happen. Because it feels like it's exciting that like any deck can win, but it's also maddening because you're like, but what deck's going to win? So I'm just like trying to think. I was like going to do a Smith champ of like 10 people. And I was like, I can't. It's how, because it just feels like every deck has its strengths and weaknesses, and it just, so many things matter between the pilot, the draws, the tiny choices of how you tech your deck. I'm excited. Like, it just feels like a day where I have never felt less sure about what deck is going to win. I could get it down to 5 maybe, but I still am like, I might be wrong though. So
what about you, Brent? Like, are there specific, like, is there something you're favoring, or it's something you genuinely believe, like, man, this has the legs finally to take it down?
Man, I really would love Ruby Am to win. I think it's in a good position. I feel like a lot of the top players are going to be playing dogs. I think a lot of
dogs.
Yeah, I think that'll be, I don't know. That's what the whispers in the well have whispered to me.
What's a dog barking?
Yeah. Them dogs is barking. And then Ruby Am, I think, is like just a super tough matchup for him. So, Amethyst Steel to an extent too, but I've been reading guides, I've been looking at a bunch of stuff, and I'm like, oh, there's actually a lot of good lines against Amethyst Steel for dogs, and it's a tough thing to pilot, and then when you get to the top levels, I don't know. It's like,
it's a completely different game. So, I mean, just from a testing standpoint, there's a huge difference between playing against Kurt Spies and someone who's picked up dogs for like the first couple of weeks.
Yeah.
When you play against Kurt Spies when he's on dogs, it almost feels completely unfair. Because
almost
you legitimately just have these moments where you're like, there's nothing he can do to win, and then 2 turns later he's at 20 and you're like, what happened? All my plans. I had so many plans. And he's just like, yeah, that's how it happens sometimes.
Sounds rough.
Oh, wow. Okay. Yep, Liam. Good job.
Yeah. Woof.
It's practicing, okay? You got to get them out. This is a safe place to fail.
Yeah. From the
I know that Ruby Amethyst can do really well, but I agree, Brent. I want it to. I'm such a Ruby Amethyst girl. I love that deck, and I'm so glad that it's kind of back to feeling like it can do things now again, because it wasn't doing things for a while there, and it was sad. But yeah, Headless Horseman is fun. I like that card a lot.
And the thing I like about that color matchup is I've seen the most interesting tech cards, like a David Xantos just appearing, and these like little one-ofs that people put in there. And I think that's my favorite part, is so many other decks have been pretty figured out. You're like, okay, which ladies, which tramps are you putting in here? But with Ruby Amethyst, sometimes you see these cards, you're like, all right, what are you up to over there? And I'm very excited to see Ramethist.
I don't know.
Yeah,
I don't know.
Kick somebody out of a chat. Hobbies on.
It just doesn't roll off the tongue. Man.
I will
don't
not.
think you can make it a thing.
It's better than a movie.
A movie? What's a movie?
What's a
That's right? That would be
What's a movie with you?
Oh,
Oh,
movie.
I
I
was
get
like,
it.
Do you
No,
know
I
how
don't
long
like
it
that
took
at
my
all.
brain to try to figure that one out?
I'm a
Yeah, we just thought you were doing a fun accent, like it's a movie, and we're like, all right.
Now I just forgot how to talk for a
Yeah,
second.
it's a bit. We're
Schlim schlam. I just saying random
A
stuff.
little razzle dazzle, I mean, Liam, what about you? You're the one that I love to ask what deck you think is going to win, because then you sometimes tell a longer story about something else because you're afraid to say one deck because it's that complicated.
Oh, I think this one's easy. It's Amethyst Steel. Amethyst Steel.
Yeah. I mean, there's going to be an Amethyst Steel in the top 2. I feel like I would bet my left shoe. That's not that big. But I feel like there has to be in the top 2.
It's the left shoe is more valuable of them. We all know.
Yes.
I mean, I could see a world where there's no Amethyst Steel in the top 2, just depending on players brackets. But like top 4, yeah,
it just feels like it has to be there,
right? Like it feels like it's got to be there up at the top. Yeah.
Yeah. It's the safest bet. Well, so it's a very consistent deck. Sure. It also becomes like a math thing because it's so consistent, because people have been playing it for so long, because it's one of the best decks. It will be, I mean, conservatively 25% of the field. I think it'll be 30% of the field, but in that range. And at that point, it's just going to convert. It has to convert a certain number. And then as the math works out through the top cut, you're going to see probably 2 or 3 in the top 8. And it's just, that's why from a math perspective, if I was wagering, it'd be a pretty safe bet. But as you all pointed out, there's so many decks that, if piloted by the right person, can be really good. Amber Amethyst, OTW, by the way, like that deck, I think it's still good. It's still very good if piloted by the right person. And I think that deck could make a run. I think Dogs piloted by Diego Saz or Kurt Spice or any other good Dogs player can make a run. So it's certainly not cut and dry. But if I was putting numbers and trying to make money on betting or whatever, I don't know. I would have to bet Amethyst Steel, I think.
Liam, that's what the math tells you.
Yeah,
what does your heart say?
What does your heart say?
Yeah.
Or is your heart made of math?
My heart set. What do I want to happen? What I want to happen is there's some great players I know who are bringing in Amethyst Emerald.
Yeah, there
it is. There it is. Yep.
That's what his heart's always wanted.
Tempo. And that's what I want to take it.
The more Mo Shamblin flavor, because I feel like there's 3. There's the lore galore, if you will. Then we have the Brainiac, which that one drives me nuts, because you could ask 30 people why it's called Brainiac. You can get 30 different reasons, but you get 2. But still, that's the more bend to my will. But then this tempo one, I find interesting because I've heard Mo has a guide on it, but I haven't. Has there been a tournament where I can like see where that deck, the more tempo one, has done the thing? Because
yes, the very first weekend.
Okay. All right. Well, I mean, that's a good time. And
the one where Mo made, I think Mo made top 4 at Sharp Gaming.
Yeah, and that's the thing, is Mo's one of those pilots that, like, he's one of those people that you put it in his hands, you're like, that's a very different deck than when it's in my hands. But I agree, it is a beautiful deck. But it's interesting there's 3 flavors. There's so many flavors of decks right now, and there might be
31.
31. Yes, and one of them is detective, no matter what the combo is.
There are like multiple ways you can build detectives with different combinations. Now that you're thinking about
it, is there's steel and
there's
sapphire
a lot of different
everywhere.
detectives. Yeah, Sapphire Steel I think is going to show up a lot. It's interesting because 67 flavors.
No, 6-7.
Like.
You heard my no.
So many times.
Yeah,
okay, I have 2 teenagers. I have 2 teens in my house, and so I think they've kind of moved past that. But 6-7 has been.
I think we killed it. Us elders.
Once the boomers discover it, then it's over. You know.
Yeah, it's good. I'm glad. I'm glad to end it. You're welcome, society.
yeah. But Sapphire Steel, I've talked to a few different people who have said that at Set Champs this first weekend that they saw way more Sapphire Steel than they were expecting to see. And so it's going to be interesting to see if it's more well represented at DLC Richmond than I was thinking it would be.
They're such believers. Like the Blue Steel players, everybody knows a Blue Steel player that I don't even think they read meta reports. They're like, I'm playing Blue Steel. Like, I don't think they're interested. They're just, that's what they believe in. I mean, shout out, because I think one of those players is Rod Gaston of Impact Gaming. And he brought a Kiwi style Blue Steel, which I
aggro,
I hadn't seen. Yeah, Kiwi, which is always a funny deck to me, because I'm like, we just have to accept that it's called Kiwi, even though like it's not green. So we're already confused as a society. But yeah, it's kind of like Amethyst Steel, but get rid of the amethyst, add in some.
Sapphire Steel is like super like the. It's like fans of Pink Floyd or something.
Yeah,
like like die hard. They're like deadheads, you know.
Yeah.
I have a question that is burning that I need to ask you all, and I'd love chat's thoughts. do we think that Ruby Amethyst is 50-50 against Amethyst Steel, or do we think that it is slightly or more favored into Amethyst Steel? Because so many people have given me different answers. I'm curious to know, because a lot of people are saying, well, Ruby Am, it's actually favored into Amethyst Steel. But a lot of other people that are, and they're all good players. So I'm curious to read the room here.
Well, I think it's hard because like Ruby Amethyst isn't just one build. Because I mean, are they building it more aggressively? Can they go wide early? That's my big thing. Are they going for big beaters at the end? I don't know. I'm out.
Too many variables.
Yeah, Zenulus, this is you. This is why we have you here for this answer.
I genuinely think it's 50-50. There are so many ways that Amethyst Steel can disrupt the early game of Ruby Amethyst. But I mean, vice versa. I don't even necessarily think it's play draw. I think it's who sees specific tools in correct spots first. I think the first one that has the better Demona turn tends to be the one that's going to turn the corner. And there's so many tools that they have individually to keep that going. Between Strength of a Raging Fire, Elsa's, Headless Horseman's. I think it's just whoever builds the better board and has a good Demona turn is the one that's going to pull ahead.
We did it. Well, that's it.
Their answer.
I mean, these questions are always interesting because when we ask them, like in a vacuum like this, it's pilot agnostic, right? And if you were to say, let's say dogs favored into a particular matchup, it's like, we'd give a standard answer, and then it's like, okay, it's Kurt Spice or Diego Saz piloting dogs. Is that favored? And you're like, oh no, never mind, Diego's favored. And so it does all depend on the specific build, and it depends a lot on the pilot. I find it really interesting because they do a lot of player interviews before some of these DLCs. And one of the things I ask about oftentimes is matchups, because I want to get a feel for how people feel about, let's say Amethyst Steel under Blurple, et cetera. And it's amazing the number of times that even like Worlds competitors will be like, it's like 50-50, but it's slightly favored Blurple. And then the very next day, I'll ask the same question. They're like, no, it's 50-50, but it's slightly favored Amethyst Steel. And I'm like, how can you both think the same thing? Like, this is math. And so it is interesting that sometimes we take some of these matchups to be cut and dry, and we look for the standard answer that one is favored over the other. But in reality, it's muddy and it's messy at around the 50% mark, and it depends on the pilot, and it depends on a lot of different things.
So I mean, like, just to touch on that, the pilot absolutely matters. There are moments, like let's say we put two of the best players, and like let's say we put Kurt Spice and Diego versus each other, and they're both on dogs. They could be put in a position based off of their altar that their turn one ink could more or less win or decide the game.
Yes, more micro decisions.
Like it's those micro decisions. In any coaching session I've had that I've really tried to drill into people, like we'll go back and we'll watch games from DLCs. We'll watch some Worlds gameplay, and we'll go through like inking decisions and everything. Can you see why this turn 2 ink decision influenced what happened on turn 6? Because he didn't have access to that tool anymore. And whether it was because he didn't think he needed it, or he was forced to because the uninkables in his hand just forced that play. There are times where something as minute as that you wouldn't think about it genuinely just swings the game completely.
Now there are smarter people in this room than me, but so tell me what you think about this. But my feeling on the Ruby Amethyst and Amethyst Steel matchup is that Amethyst Steel is easier to mess up, right? I feel like there's so many cards that could be teched in and out of that deck, whereas the Ruby Amethyst deck that I've seen is pretty much more like kind of the same set of cards. There's not. And that the Amethyst Steel is more like toolboxy, right? And like seeing the right lines at the right time, like you were saying, Logan. And so it's easier to like misplay or like make the wrong choice of what you ink or whatever in the Amethyst Steel deck than in the Ruby Amethyst deck. And so
I could almost agree with that. It's kind of like we're talking about the dichotomy of, levels of dogs players, right? There's a huge difference in, Diego Saz and Kurt Spice versus someone who may have picked up a guide the past couple of months and are playing the deck. And that's why I think you see people like Tiago, for instance, who is doing so well consistently with Amethyst Steel. And
Right.
I mean, Humble and I have talked a lot with Tiago. It's legitimately just because he's a better player than 90% of the people you know. We've played against Tiago in testing and just having fun a lot of times. And there are times when he just does things and we're just like, oh, no, you're just better than I am. Okay, it's not even that you saw cards in a proper order. Like, you're just making decisions that are better than any decision I would make.
Well, and one thing I think about when I talk about like the meta with people is that we're done with our heart. We're talking about data. Is when you net deck, you are kind of standing on mountains of data. So I would think the one discrepancy is Amethyst Steel is standing on a way bigger mountain of data than Amethyst Ruby players. So I think like they have seen matches, they've watched different collab, so they can kind of say, well, I can look at the Karsten all the way down to Lizard Kitty's list and say these are all the different lists I've seen. With Ruby Amethyst, I feel like they're taking a little bit bolder of a stance because they don't have the data to stand on to know 100% that their deck is optimized. So I think that might be an interesting disparity. So maybe they take bolder chances and put in some weird stuff. But
yeah, some sleepers.
Yeah, like weird stuff.
I want to see the weird stuff. Come on, guys.
Ew.
Yeah. Because, yeah, Amethyst Steel, not a ton of weird stuff all the time. Now, you do see fun plays. That's the thing. I mean, I think one thing I think that, have you guys noticed that since Frank Karsten won, lots of people have one-offs in their Amethyst Steel deck? Like, people be like, this is my Demona with a Nerf gun. And I'm like, yeah, there she is. And, like, I think Frank Karsten sparked this, like, what does my deck tell me? And I think that's kind of interesting. I like seeing that people kind of are willing to take more chances after seeing him win. Now, we all are not all Frank Karsten, so that's the different variable. He's built a tiny bit different than us, but it's still fun to see.
My favorite part is that then somebody like Ed can take 4 of everything.
Yes.
It's literally 2 neat rows and win, and it becomes this kind of battle of concepts.
Yeah.
Like, who, you know what I mean? Like, that's my favorite. I mean, talking about anime and stuff, that's my favorite stuff in anime. It's like, I am consistent and frank.
Yeah.
I'm a madman. I'm toolboxing. And it's like, who's going to win? You never know. Ugh.
What's hilarious
and I think that's why I think about that matchup. It's like the tool. That's the Ruby Amethyst Steel matchup to me. It's like the toolbox versus like the straight 4 ofs, you know?
Yeah, which is crazy because we have like no cards to go hunt for things. So it's like a toolbox, but you're in the dark. You're like, I hope this toolbox sends me what I need because I'm scared right now.
What's been hilarious is that now that we've gotten closer with Tiago personally, and like we talk with him a lot, we asked him one day, like, well, what is it like testing with Frank Karsten and Ed in the same room? And he's like, it's the most chaotic thing you can ever imagine. He was like, they're constantly bickering about what constitutes a worth being in a slot for a deck you're going to bring to an event. And when Frank won Milwaukee, Tiago said Ed got in chat and immediately was like, Frank winning has set us back 20 years.
That's beautiful. And that's teams. You gotta love it.
Oh, man.
Oh, that's so funny. Yeah, it is. It is so fun when you get these like wildly divergent opinions among the best players. We're all talking about like what deck to bring in, and this is sort of related. I'm sorry to deviate a little bit, but it's a sort of similar story. A couple back-to-back phone calls. I did a phone call with Zan, and I deep dove kind of how he picks decks for tournaments. And the big takeaway was that it is very much data driven, and there is a correct deck for that time period based on what the expected meta is, based on what the data tells you. You can't let emotion get involved. And it was very much like you find what the numbers are telling you and you go with that deck. That's the right deck for the moment. And then I had a call with Lucas Kalpa out of Austria. And Lucas is like, it's whatever I feel. Pure emotion. It's whatever I'm vibing with. And I'm like, here are 2 world's competitors who are saying the exact opposite thing about what the right thing to do is. I don't know. I kind of love those things.
Yeah. And I think that's what makes this meta that's open. Because I did ask somebody the other day. I said, "What is too open of a meta? Like, is there a time where players are like it's too much? That's too open?" And
yes.
Yeah, okay. Are we there? Are we there yet, or is it? Are we?
No, I don't think this is even remotely as. I think Reign of Jafar was about as open as we could possibly be in the meta. I mean, like,
back. I'm like, whoa.
Well, I mean, so that's when Emerald Amethyst discard was a thing. That's when you still had Emerald Steel that was rampant. That's when Amber Steel had a couple of
Amber Steel
variants. That's when Ruby Sapphire was still rampant. Emerald Sapphire was rampant. Dogs was like it was hard to have a correct pick because so much was genuinely viable. And right now we have a lot of viability, but I don't think we're anywhere near the quote unquote power level we were in Reign of Jafar.
Yeah. The archetypes for sure. Because I mean, the fact that there was 2 different discard decks, and now there might be something you discard.
There were
on
3
accident.
different
There were
discard
3
decks.
Emerald Amber. Yeah.
Oh yeah, yeah. I guess I was thinking Emerald and Amber, but then Amethyst Emerald is right. Is that the
Yeah.
I'm okay
Like
living in
Diablo.
a world where there's no meta
Where you
discard
get
deck.
to play your cards.
I'm okay with that.
Get out of here. Why-
Overrated.
Makes it
Playing
easy. Just play whatever
cards?
Top deck forever.
You look at the true scale of players when they didn't have cards in their hand, they knew the top deck was always Be Prepared or Sisu, and they could play it.
And it's happened. It happened to everyone here.
Yeah.
That's when you truly test your stuff as a competitive
True.
player. You have no cards in hand, full board, you're gonna lose next turn. You're just like, this next card is Be Prepared, and there's nothing you can do about it.
I think you described Brett Mukai based on the viral moment that you guys have described.
Yes.
You have described such things.
Except with other people, they win after they play that card. I
No one remembers that part.
immediately lost. That's
We
my favorite
need
part.
discard color says. I don't know. Do we
I don't
need
know.
discard?
I mean, if Amethyst keeps getting stronger, it's kind of like one of those
Listen.
things. Unchecked power.
They can Ravensburger can bring back discard as when they give us Be Prepared back. How about that?
I like it.
That's the deal. That's the Faustian bargain.
Faustian bargain.
The monkey's paw. And be like, should be prepared.
Look, just give us a board wipe. That's all I'm asking for. That doesn't require
You have-
a 3-card
You have a board wipe.
combo.
Yeah, you
He
just build
only
it.
requires
You just assemble
2.
one.
We have
Yeah.
2 build wipes,
Yeah.
board
Oh,
wipes.
Yeah.
Sure.
Well,
sure.
both
Conditional combo board wipes. Yeah.
We got rid of the one that involves heads held high. For a while, we had to have 2 songs. It was crazy. So
Yeah, but you can play them for free. It's not like now you have to have. It's technically a 3-card because you have to have the shift target for Prince Philip. Really, I mean,
Nah. If you're a true gamer, you don't need
If
it.
you're
You're already at 9.
that's true. You,
you
circle
throw
of
up
life
there.
in, right?
yes,
Also,
See, look,
we're all saying discard's dead, and there's literally a card that says discard your opponent's entire hand. So I don't. So there's still a little
I feel
bit.
like
That
people
is
fall on
true.
their
that
own-
card's not real and it can't hurt me. So
No.
It's not real.
No, if
True
we don't
dogs player.
if we don't remind people it exists, they won't bring it to Richmond.
there are things like Mowgli that exist now. Okay, that I never
love
have to worry about.
Mowgli.
I
Into
love
my wheel
that's my
again.
favorite card from this set is Mowgli
I
coming in and
do
going
love
like,
Mowgli.
I just imagine him holding the card giant over his head, being like, that's what I imagine. He's a man child. I love it. And then I'm getting this out of my way now because I don't think I could do that at DLC Richmond is my Mowgli thoughts, but
I'm
here
sure you
we
could. I don't know how it would go, but I'm sure you could do it.
you could. You could.
So yeah, whenever I play him, it's go get him, and then it's like, and he comes back. Anyway, who's gonna win this thing? I think it's somebody who's registered.
What a bold
Hot
statement.
take. Hot take.
Bold
Everybody in the
statement.
chat, if you're coming to the DLC, please let us know. Here's the thing that you guys don't know: is we do know that we do a fantasy draft. What you don't know is we're not omniscient. We don't know everyone there. So there's a few people that come and said, "Why didn't you draft me?" I'm like, "Oh, I didn't know you were in this room." So and there's a few times we said, "What about this person?" And it turns out they weren't in the room. So and
Yeah.
I don't Ravensburger Play Hub, it does have names, but sometimes you guys get a little goofy, and I don't know who Powerline Fan 47 is, but
Look, you just gotta go around and ask who's having a yucking good time, and you're really gonna get to the
Yeah.
bottom of it.
Yeah, that was a little goofy.
That was a
part.
bad goof.
well, thank you guys for having me. I'll see you guys. No. Anyway.
This is like so I know you guys do the fantasy draft. In Milwaukee, I was incredibly surprised when Liam told me you drafted me. And genuinely that fueled my fire for day one because I was like, I can't let Liam down. Like if I let Liam down, then like it's all for naught. But just as a genuine like fun thought experiment, do you have a player that you'd be like, man, I would really like to see this person not even win? Let's say just in the Continental's invite sphere. I'd like to actually start with Liam on this one.
So you wait. What do you mean continental? I
I want you to pick. I want you
Someone
to
break
pick
top
one.
32. One
Yeah,
player
one
that we want to
person-
see break top 32.
Yeah, and I want to start with Liam on that.
Break the top that it hasn't necessarily. Well, you. I mean,
So,
This is like
without being biased.
The prettiest girl in the world is Zenulus.
Well, you know, I
Okay.
do.
Of course, you sweetheart.
so
Do you need to think? Because I'll tell you mine. I have mine.
Well, I've got.
I just want to let's go with one for right now, because then you have your fantasy draft ahead. That's coming down the line where people can see like the realist. I want like the one person that you're just like, man, top 30. Like I would want to see this person specifically in the Continental's invite portion. I
have several, but okay,
You
but
can only have one.
to not draw this out. Okay, I'm gonna steal some thunder here probably, but I was so excited when Monica finished in the top 32. I really want to see more women in the top cut, and there's quite a few who are like knocking at the door. I could mention Clara, but she's already got an invite before and probably.
Wait, this is cheating. Here's what you're doing there. You're mentioning multiple people.
Did that cut me off? Because Claire's already made Continental. So,
okay.
So another player, Adelie Gabrielle from Legends of the Inkwell. She has 2 Let It Goes in season 1, day 2, Milwaukee, and was so close to the top cut. She's one of those players that's like on the cusp, and that's one I'm gonna say.
That's a good answer. Nice. Let's go with Brent. Brent, what do you think?
Hands down, no, I'm not. I want Kendall, man. Kenny Birds. That's my Hollywood name for him. May I call you Kenny Birds? Kendall Burdett. I mean, dude, he was the original coach. He taught me all the fundamentals, everything. He's the reason why I made the top 64 cut. He's the reason why I got any kind of anything and started the vlog and did all of this stuff. So I'm probably not here without him. And I just want to see the man. I want to see the man take it all. He's widely regarded as one of the top players in the field, and yeah.
Not only Lorcana, but just in card games in general, he's just a beast at anything he picks up.
You might see him. Dude. Yeah, you might see him and think, oh, he seems, no offense, he's got kind of resting, intimidating face, and then you talk to him, he's the nicest human.
He's a teddy bear.
So nice.
He's just
really
delightful all around. But like, he's got a little bit of a like, oh, he's locked in. Like if I say hi, but I wave at him, and he's like, I'm like, oh, okay, all right.
Yeah. At Continentals, I said, you're one of the most calm people I've ever met.
Yeah.
And his response was, yeah, but the rage is always burning inside.
That's my secret. I'm always angry.
Okay.
What you actually don't know about Kendall is that he genuinely has a lot of anxiety. There are times where you like see him at top tables and he's just
no way.
But his face like doesn't move, so you wouldn't know it unless you knew Kendall like that. But you'll see him and he's just.
My favorite picture of Kendall is when I believe it's on. Wait, is it Snow White?
Yeah, right? I took that picture.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
There's this picture of Kendall just sitting. It was really sad. I went
on the Snow White ride at Disneyland.
I was hanging out with Team Maelstrom, and they were like, you can get 5 people on a Snow White, and so we were like, Kendall, get on, and then the cast members were like, no, you can't. Get back, sir. Get back, sir. It was kind of yelling at him like he had broken this huge rule, even though we peer pressured him to try to get on this ride. So then they put him on his single mine cart. So then I like waited till he came out, and he was just sitting in this mine cart. I'll send it to you, Liam. No, it's private. Either way, I love it, and it's just great because. I honestly, that day, one of my favorite things is looking at the background of the card players who had never been to Disneyland. Like one of my favorite pictures is Luke on Jungle Cruise going. And I'm like, I don't know how to explain it. This is Disney.
That's amazing.
This is it. This is the whole thing.
This is the backside of water.
The backside
Enjoy
of water.
It.
Yeah. It's good. Come on. For miles and miles and miles.
But so, I mean, gosh, what an amazing pick. Katie, your turn.
So Liam kind of hinted at it. It is not Monica, though. It is Patrick of the Lorcana duo, because I have never seen a more supportive partner than Patrick that day. That man was bouncing around with joy. And I met him on a few occasions. He's in the Southern California area with Monica. And I had the privilege of volunteering with them at a Learn to Play event. And they're both delightful. But watching that, he was having more fun watching Monica do well than like I think any have ever seen a person do well. At one point he's like, that's my wife, to somebody while he's like filming. And now we know because there was technically 2 players playing. They made that announcement on Instagram. And I think they're just
secret. That's the secret.
Yeah,
the Remy situation.
That's the secret.
Yeah. It has a little chef situation. And I love it so much that they're just one of those delightful couples. And they both grind a lot. Like if you follow their content, they're both always in the LGS.
They're super excellent players.
Patrick is insane.
Yeah.
He once did set champs and he took a different deck to every single set champs.
Yeah.
And I was like, what are you doing? He's like, I just want to get better. I was like, what?
And they're so calm. And I think they're calm and they're calm. Because like we were at D23 and me and Rebecca can say it was chaos. You were there too, I think, Brent. And it was a chaotic time. And I kept running into them like, hey, yeah, we got the cards. And I'm like, you guys are the best 2 people in the world. So I want that one to have a double qualifier so they can both have a nice, relaxing trip. Hopefully it's before. I can't remember if it's before or after the baby comes. Either way, it'll be lovely.
Well, Rebecca, you immediately, before we even started, was like, I have mine.
Yes.
So, yeah, we didn't snipe it. So that's the good news.
I do. You didn't. Nobody sniped it.
I'm hoping you don't snag mine, but go ahead.
Did you already give yours?
I did, but I'm cheating. I've got another one.
You can't say another one.
I'm not going to. I'm going to do
Liam has his top 200.
I want every Illuminator to win.
There's so many great players, of course, that we could name. Wonderful people and amazing players. But the one that I would love to see is Melissa.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Blizzard.
I had a feeling you're going to pick Melissa. So I was like,
yeah.
But yeah,
especially because she is like the queen of the dogs deck. And so I think that Richmond could do really well. I'm pretty sure she's going.
I think so.
She's going.
Yeah.
She was not.
Yeah. Okay.
She was busy running.
She was not. Oh yeah, that's right. She was at Run Disney for Milwaukee. Yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, she's the player that I want to see make it to top 32, get the NA invite, and do really well this weekend.
And she could do either dogs or Amethyst Steel.
But she checks a lot of boxes.
That's true. She could. Yeah.
First TCG and hardcore Disney fan. So like, there's just it's just like the quintessential Lorcana player. And,
I mean, so like, just as a fun segue for Melissa, when I lived in Pennsylvania, she was one of my locals, and legitimately every time I sat down in front of Melissa, I was like, all right, let's do it again, because there was never obviously I'm really good friends with Melissa. Like, she's a fantastic player, fantastic human, but there was never a point in time where I was like, oh man, I've got this in the bag. Like, even if I was clearly ahead on board, I was like, all right, she's clearly got something in her hand that's going to stop me from winning this next turn. I don't know what it is, but something about just a fantastic player. I think that's another wonderful pick. Shout out Melissa, by the way. I don't know if she's in chat or listening, but
wherever you are, Melissa.
Wherever you are, I'm a big fan.
Can I name 2 more?
You must, Liam.
I
won't.
So,
you paid for
the other
right,
one,
it's your show.
Courtney from Enchanted Shadows is another pick of mine. I'd love to see her do really well. There's something about content creators doing well, which is incredibly validating for us, because I do think that many content creators who aren't players first get a stigma that, if you can't play, you create content. And so when content creators do well, I think it's incredibly validating, and I love to see it. And Courtney's just an awesome person. And then another one, Rob Serpay is also just a delightful individual, and I'd love to see Rob get his content invite as well.
Love Rob.
Those are a couple more that I'll throw out.
All right, Logan, you have to pick one because you're part of this, and you can't get out without naming your number 1 favorite person in the world.
My number 1 favorite person in the world.
Mine is Patrick, which is crazy. That's my number 1 favorite person.
So, legitimately, if I had to pick one person, the one that I want to see in the Continental Circle will be my teammate Humble. As anyone that Humble and I test together more individually, because our schedules tend to work out. So we're just able to do that. Humble and I work together very, very well. We have since Toronto. Going into Toronto, that was the deck that he and I built, and I felt incredibly confident on it. He's someone that I genuinely believe is one of the best deck builders in the world, not even just in Lorcana, but any TCG that he plays. And he just hasn't had his moment at a DLC yet. He's made day 2 at 1. I believe it was oh my gosh, I'm going like, it was the one after Atlanta. Help, Liam.
Chicago.
Dallas.
It was Chicago. It was Chicago. It was Chicago. He made day 2, and
all of them were after Atlanta.
He made day 2 in Chicago, and he got put out. It was his winning in to get his Continentals invite. He got put out by Zach Bivens. So if you're gonna go out,
go out by the goat. I guess.
If you're gonna go out, like, there's no like shame in that. There's no like, Zach Bivens just happened to have the perfect altar and he got him. But I think, especially with our testing going into this one, I think this could be Humble's event. And if it's not me up there, I would love to see Humble up there.
All right, so we got.
Well, someone on their Google form said that they think Kimball's gonna win.
That's true.
Hopefully, he's not runner-up. You know.
Speaking of the Google form, since we are coming up on close, Liam,
Yep.
would you like to segue into the data we found?
Some of the funny results. So 22 of you took the time to fill out this form. Let me see if I can share a screen here. I don't know. There's just some funny things on here and some warnings for the commentators because I did ask for words that we're likely to mispronounce, so we could get.
Where
was this? Where was this?
I got that one.
Form. I'm like, where did this come out? Was this on Twitter?
Oh God! Don't look at that.
Wow,
oh, no,
that's so fun.
The void.
No.
Don't look at
that. Don't look at that.
Don't look at the magic behind the screen.
We just all went into the Matrix right there.
Look into the void. The void stares right back at you.
Every morning.
Wow. So this is what happens. I'm on another browser. Hold on. Okay. So here's what I'm going to do. I'm actually going to do this real rough. This is going to be real rough. All right. I'm a professional, I swear.
I like it.
So,
where was this for? Because I missed it. I'm very sad because anytime I can be a little silly anonymously is a time that I'm excited.
Well, you missed it.
I did.
I put it out at the beginning of the show.
I did the favorite car. Oh, was it favorite? Oh, okay. So it was very recent. Okay.
Yeah. It was the beginning of the show just for people here. You still can go in and fill it out and we can watch it update live right here if you do.
Wow.
So I messed up the form at first and I asked people what they would, what they think is going to win. And I only put, so ignore all those, but
sorry.
A lot of Amethyst Steel fans, Sapphire, Amethyst, Flurple, whatever Humble plays
Emerald,
was an answer.
Sapphire,
Dogs, Emerald. So a lot of what we predicted. And this one vote. I love this form here, this one in particular, because they came in and didn't want to say anything other than the best cosplay is going to be Longboat. That's the only thing they came to the form to say.
I can't wait to see them.
Yeah. So some other players receiving votes. Tiago, Zan. A couple of people saying me. I wish I knew who you were. Zan said Zach Bivens, Logan getting a vote here. DKP, Zach Bivens, Humble, a random person from South Dakota.
Could be.
It could be. It has not a 1 out of 50. There's not a lot of people in South Dakota. I'm sorry. So, Frank Karsten, Zenulus, JDZ wearing a mask as his alter ego ZDJ.
ZDJ.
Sailor receiving a vote. A new player, which I love, receiving a vote, and Melissa receiving a vote there at the end.
DKP, which is a really dark horse pick. I don't know.
Yeah, right. Some fun cosplay examples here. I do love the Black Cauldron. I would be very excited to see that. Some confusing words. Atataya was a new one to me. I don't even know if I pronounced that right. Did I pronounce that right?
I say Atataya. Yeah,
Atataya?
I don't know if that's right.
I don't believe her name is said in the movie.
She's from Raya, and I don't recall her name ever being said in the movie.
I did. It was not. You can't convince me that it is. You could show me a clip of where they say her name, and I still won't believe you.
I live. That somebody thinks we're gonna say Cheshire Cat wrong.
Cheshire
well,
Cat.
I mean, Cheshire is how I want to say it, but we are all Baker's a team captain here, and I'm not letting him down. Okay.
Yeah, Baker will drag us off camera.
Yeah, we've got
Inspector Tezuka.
And you know what? In that vein, if any of you mispronounce Ilanwi, I will be so disappointed.
So I can't go Ilanwi because I like to say Ilanwi, but I'll say
it's wrong.
Ilanwi.
I feel like
I feel like a very regal presence about it. You know,
I feel like other characters though say her name a little differently in the movie because I thought it was Ilanwi because one of the characters is like, "Oh, Ilanwi," and it's not Ilanwi. It's like Ilanwi.
She has the whole moment in the movie where she's like, it's a full focus camera on her face, and she goes, "I'm Princess Ilanwi."
Okay.
Ilanwi.
For you, Logan, I will say Ilanwi.
We're gonna find the clip. Like, so I'm a huge Black Cauldron fan. I have been since I was a small boy, just a wee lad. So like, it's been burned into my memory that like all the things that happened throughout the movie, and like just the introduction to Ilanwi. She has just this air about her that is like so self-assured, but also regal.
Yeah.
But when you first meet her, she's in a dungeon.
We've all been there. It was called 2025.
So I don't know. It's so weird because it's the dichotomy of like she has this air about her of like I am high class, but I am able to be self-sufficient. But also here I am a prisoner in this dungeon and I can't escape.
Now, how do you say Princess Gwythaint?
How do you say
Princess.
No, it's
Dragon.
Gwithant. It's
Gwithant.
Gwithant.
Okay, well,
Gwithant.
this is a safe place to fail, Rebecca.
Gwithant.
This is a safe place.
They actually
Sorry,
say
yes,
Gwithant?
sorry. Gwithant. Yes,
Yeah.
that's the correct
Gwithant.
pronunciation. That's the dragon.
If
That's
somebody happens to
Gwithant.
play Gwithant, then I'm ready.
Luckily, there's an almost 0% chance of that card being played, so I'm lucky I won't have to tackle that.
And I like how they said an
Awesome.
off-the-wall prediction that Liam may cry. I can do it, guys.
This is
I have the
a-
ability.
It's not off the
This
wall.
is
That's
not-
like a on the nose.
Yeah.
100% chance of this happening. Like,
Yeah,
this
off
is
the
not a
wall.
bold prediction at all.
Look, I'm just saying, I made him cry in Milwaukee after going into day 2. He was crying as we walked in. So
You might
I'm
be able
gonna,
to make him cry telling him this story.
true.
I think I
It's
can.
true.
But my goal with this event is to make him cry again, because when I win my golden Mickey, I'm immediately going to Liam, not anyone else, and be like, "This is for you."
I'm
And
excited. And it's
tears.
going to be like midnight, and I can't wait. We're all going to be.
No, it's not going to be
Okay,
midnight.
okay.
Do not say that. How dare you?
I'm preparing. Okay, I
Rush the-
liked it. I
Rush
thought
the
it was-
booth,
Okay,
Logan.
everybody,
Rush the booth.
nobody go to turns, please.
Yeah, everybody get it.
Everyone has to be real cool
Get
about
your
this. okay?
matches done.
Yeah,
chill
maybe
about
it'll be
it,
all
guys.
dogs, right? And all
Enter
dog
your
fighting.
results into the roll.
This is why I'm like, can we go back to 2-game format just so that we don't go till midnight?
Absolutely not. First of all,
Yeah, we have one player here saying no, so I
you
guess
can
that's.
you can pry best of 3 away from me from my cold dead hands. Is what you can do.
Well, bye.
Um,
No, I'm kidding.
Mission accomplished.
I really
Uh,
trust you, Liam, that you showed an open forum live on stream, and I love that everyone behaved. Like, shout out to the Lorcana community that everybody behaved so well.
That's true.
And the answers
That's
are
true.
vary from everything from
Yeah.
"I will cry" to "Liam will cry."
There-
Yeah.
someone's
Yeah,
right. Liam entered that one.
That's right. I did not enter this at all. Let me see if we get a hint here. No, it's not the humble person. But it is somebody who says they're going to win, and I like that all these predictions tie together because that winning is
Also
probably.
me. Hey.
Although this, I am confused.
I do
um,
want to see somebody cosplay as Hey Hey. That'd be great.
Yeah.
There is one person I believe on Instagram. She dressed up as like the contest. I think it's Bimbo Paladin, which I feel terrible saying. Dressed up as Hey Hey, and it was fantastic. Anybody that dressed up as a chicken, you win. I don't know what you win, but you win to me. And Mayor Wind Dancer, I would also.
Mayor
love to
Wind
see.
Dancer is like completely within the realm of possibility. I think Beefcake could show up as Mayor Wind Dancer, and we'd all be like,
Oh,
"That fits."
100%. Yeah.
Why not? Or Beefcake could be Goliath. That'd be pretty cool. How much body paint do you have, Beefcake? Because
Yeah.
your time, and you have to rise.
How
to
much
it.
time and body paint do you have on your hands?
I
Not
need,
something you
yeah,
should
I
be
need
able to
a couple's cosplay of a Goliath and then a Demona with full body paint.
Oh.
Yes.
And it's
I
not
think,
fair
his
because
wife could probably do it.
he'd require twice as much body paint as the normal person, so it's a more
Yeah,
expensive
that's
cosplay for him.
expensive, dude.
I know, but he has a fanny pack, so if you keep extra body paint in there. I did one time meet him, and it's like, "What's in there? Do you got like secrets, candy?" He didn't show me, so I'm assuming it was both secrets and candy.
It's protein snacks, is what
It is. It's probably literally just protein powder that he takes the scoop and then just like.
I kid you not. There was one tournament we went to. He had a cooler with him, and I was like, "What is that?" He's like, "They're my meals. I can't miss them." And I was like, "I respect it. Like, you're taking so much better care of yourself than I can ever dream of."
My
doing."
arms will start to deflate if I do not eat
Yeah.
meat.
You're like, oh, it's my arm.
Yeah.
So-
Anyway, finals will be won off a Gloyd trigger.
Gloyd, Horn
Gloyd.
Boar,
We did have
Wild
a-
Gloyd.
I had a dream once that Joseph Quigley, which is one of the reasons I drafted him, but I had a dream he came up to me and he's like, and I lost because they top decked dump truck. And I was like, man, I hope this dream comes true. I didn't want him to lose, but I wanted someone to be like, and then they top decked dump truck. And I really like that dream. I don't know what it means though. So if anybody knows what dreams mean.
It means you want to see Steel win.
Dump truck. I want to see dump truck win, but
That would
yeah,
be Steel by
Steel.
proxy.
It's true. Honestly, I want Amber Seal to win. Where did you go? Come back. I'm so sorry.
A
Do you
whole
want to
world
hear
out
like
the window.
the saddest top deck that I lost to so far? This
Oh,
Whispers in the
no.
I
Wild
want to hear
Meadow.
Rebecca Medby.
Okay.
No.
It was during Pack Rush, content creator Pack Rush, that Hobbyist Novice is hosting.
Mhm.
Okay, and I lost to a Sleepy Hollow.
Yeah.
Incredible.
top deck.
Game ending. So many people's careers have ended because of that top deck.
I was like, what? I wasn't even mad about losing because I was just like, what? Okay,
What just
sure.
happened?
Yes. What?
I'm glad you got to safety. I really love that for you.
Were you thinking in that
Right.
turn, just don't draw Sleepy Hollow? Don't draw. Nobody in the world has ever.
No one in the world has ever thought about that. I hope they don't get Sleepy Hollow.
Dump truck Sleepy Hollow. Oh
man.
But I can't wait. We're gonna see each other, guys. It is Monday. We are literally like
We're like 4 days away from seeing each other.
Yeah.
Away.
In the flesh.
We're gonna do that thing everyone does where they're like, "Oh yeah, this is real life," where your kid like, and then we all have that moment.
4 days until I make the broadcast team do more funny dances for Instagram.
That is true. Full disclosure, we were on a work call recently, and we were talking about scheduling, and the phrase was uttered. And this is the time when Rebecca usually has everybody dance.
Yes, and nobody said anything. It wasn't like a remarkable thing. It was like, yeah, that's the time Rebecca makes us dance, obviously.
Yeah, it's in the schedule.
It's in the schedule, yes.
Which is amazing.
One of my first memories of meeting Rebecca is like, I was so excited. She's like, "Yeah, I'm so excited to meet you." And then like one of those nightsticks, she takes out this tripod and goes, and she's like, "Can you do a dance real quick?"
It was like a Jedi with a lightsaber, right?
Yeah, I was like, and now you dance. I was like, okay. And it was We Know the Way, which could be a deck we see in the top 8 at this DLC.
Okay, so 2 fun things about that, and I know we're wrapping up, but so I did the card reveal for We Know the Way, and so it's fun seeing that card now is being used in this really cool combo deck and stuff. So that's cool. But the video that I did at Dallas Fort Worth I got the community to dance, and and one of the people in that video dancing is Ed Chu, actually.
And that's crazy. He won that day.
If you ever have thought to yourself, I want to see Ed Chu dancing in an Instagram video, I got it for you.
Did you get him to dance again at Gen Con, though? Because you got DKP to dance at Gen Con, so you're getting a lot of people to dance.
I have gotten
the content everybody have needed.
And the thing is nobody, I've seen the look, is that people, they just go, "Well, Rebecca told me to dance." And it's just the most amazing thing I've ever seen in my life, that no matter who you are, you're like, "I have to dance."
It's true. And it always turns out amazing. Like there's no like, I wonder why I'm doing this. It's probably silly. It's like, no, it's going to appear in something awesome.
Yeah.
Where 90% of what I record ends up on my flash drive and doesn't go anywhere.
Brent, have you danced for Rebecca yet? Shall this be your first gig for Rebecca?
I historically do not dance. It's the one type of performance art that I've always felt sloppy and silly at. But
until now,
for Rebecca, I will dance.
Yes, and you won't even remember agreeing. It'll just happen. That's the thing.
That's true. My body will just start moving of its own accord, like a Pinocchio.
Hole in your memory, and you'll wake up the next day and see a reel, and you'll be like, "Wait,
wait a minute, is that me?
Who's that handsome man with the sick moves?"
I should have been dancing the whole time.
I should have never stopped.
Oh man. All right. I honestly could chat with you all night long. This has been a lot of fun. I had like things planned. I was gonna like do stuff, and then I was like, no, it was just fun just to chat and hang out. And
I think that happens more often than not. We end up making more friends with like just fun things to talk about instead of
gabbing.
Like, we legitimately do have plans before we start. Just everybody's like, oh well, they just fly off the seat of their pants every week. No, we have itineraries. We just don't follow them because what happens ends up being more fun anyway.
That's true.
Googly's dance, maybe Dallas. You never remember.
But the nice thing about this is Richmond is just a few days away, and I will get to hang out with all of you. We'll all get to hang out together here in just a few days, and we'll get to hang out with some of you who are watching as well. One note for all of you watching: if you're going to Richmond, don't hesitate to come up and say hello to any of us. Like, please do. I've been to so many events where afterwards people are like, "Hey, I saw you, and I didn't want to come. I didn't want to bother you." And it's like, no, please do that. Like that's why we go. So, please do that. I do have some end of show notes, but before I do that, I do want to make sure I go around the horn and get everybody's final thoughts on Richmond, as well as I want your final thoughts, any closing thoughts, as well as your boldest prediction, and you can take that anywhere you want to go. I don't know who we start with.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Brent.
Brent. You
start with me.
Boldest
thoughts on Richmond. I am so excited. I would. Yeah. I. That's it. I'm stoked. I'm stoked. That's my thoughts on Richmond. My boldest prediction is that. You know what? I'll Frank Karsten runs it back for the third time. That's a bold one.
It's a bold one, actually.
Frankie Cars bringing it back and winning number 3.
Frankika. He's in the Frank tank. Instead of like the tanking, I call it franking. Is that a thing? Anyway, I like that. I think my bold prediction is that there is an Amber Steel deck and it's going to make top 32. I don't know what it is, but that's somewhere in there, guys. There's still some good cards. That's just a wish. That was just a dream is a wish your heart makes.
A dream is a wish.
But my thoughts on Richmond is I can't wait. I love hanging out. It's always so sad. I'm already sad it's over and we haven't even got there yet, but I already have that like kind of like, oh man, it's going to be over. Then we have to wait for more. But I can't wait. I can't wait till what I'm most excited about is Friday because the event hall's open. That was not sad, but last Milwaukee, it was kind of like a tell the guards to open up because you guys were outside and then you came in. It was you'll be in there all day. So we'll be like
you were going with like a soft song. We were like out the bars going, let me in.
Yeah, you guys were screaming. But anyway, I'm so excited that Friday because we get like a little extra day of DLC magic, which I'm quite excited about. That was a lot of things. That's more than you needed.
More magic.
And Rebecca.
I gave you enough time to think of the boldest thing you've ever thought of.
I know, it's not going to be okay. I'm going to make a bold prediction.
Bold.
At first, I'm going to say I am just very excited to be together with the community again for more magical moments. It's always such a magical time. So can't wait. Here's my bold prediction is that a non-amethyst deck will win.
That's
the bold prediction.
Very bold.
Told you, there's a bold prediction. You wanted bold. That's bold.
Like bold taco
no
sauce.
Amethyst.
Yeah, that's like a
no
bold.
amethyst. That's bold.
Zippy.
And this is Rebecca putting her entire faith on the weekend behind dogs.
Behind dogs.
Yeah, that's where
Pretty
Rebecca
much.
got canceled. Is
Pretty
you better
much.
get
Draft Diego Saz.
Oh man. All right. So Liam, you're
Am I up?
bold.
My bold. Well,
A1
first off,
bold.
again, final thoughts is before I do show notes or Logan, we need yours as well. But I'm just really excited to hang out with everybody. Please come say hello if you see us. The best part about these events is meeting like all of you out there who are at the DLCs. And my boldest prediction, I think, is that somebody making the top cut for the first time ever is going to win. And the runner-up, they will beat in the finals Jonathan Williams, who is a perennial second place finisher, but always finishes very well. So I almost said first DLC is going to win. You know what? I'll do that. Person playing in the first DLC will win and beat Jonathan Williams in the finals.
So it's gonna
Okay.
wow.
The quick change.
That's bold and like precise. And
Bold.
I like it.
Yep.
All right, Zenny, let's get crazy.
My bold prediction is that Maelstrom, we're going to run back our Atlanta performance, and we're going to have at least 6 out of the 8 of us in top cut.
We'll go 8. Just go 8.
8's
That's
the math. The math doesn't go that far.
Too bold. Too bold. All right, so tell you the
Too bold.
2 that you don't think are going to make it. I'm just kidding.
Yeah.
Who do you think's going to fail immediately? It's always a top. So, also a fun fact: across the different DLCs, it's always somebody's individual day.
Mhm.
Like everybody wants to talk about, for instance, Sky, who won the CCS, but then everybody forgets that in Milwaukee he busted out really hard. Everybody wants to talk about how Wonderland won a DLC and made it to Worlds off the back of that, and then in Milwaukee again also kind of busted out really hard. So there are highs and lows, peaks and valleys for each individual person, and genuinely for the day, it's a toss up on who it's going to be. It can be any one of us that has the miracle run, but with how prepared we are, I genuinely think that a lot of us are going to make deep runs this time.
And that's important to note for everybody that like when you go into like the game systems like RPH and you kind of go through, all of your favorite players have had terrible days. And I think like everybody wants to think that like, oh yeah, Zan shows up and he wins, but like not to call out Zan, but I've seen tournaments where he shows up, plays a little, it's like, oh, I gotta go. Because that's just the nature of numbers. When you play a lot, you don't win all of them. So yeah. But
the reason why you see a lot of these guys in top cuts consistently is because they go to everything.
Right.
And the math eventually
the numbers.
The math eventually evens out in your favor. I mean, Milwaukee was almost my time. I mean, I was 8-0 day one, and to like, oh
Crazy.
well, now my math has failed me on day 2.
They took all your math.
But it's fine because it's going to work out this time. It's going to go so much better.
Can't wait to see it. And then we're going to see Liam cry. And that's our favorite thing. We all love to see it.
That's really what I'm playing for. It's not even for me at this point.
It will happen. You better, when you win, Logan, just go ahead and rush the booth.
We'll call them Illuma Tears. That's
Oh,
fine.
my.
And good night.
How has that not ever been said before?
I don't
I have
know.
no idea. I have no idea.
Illuma tears of joy.
Oh, that's going to be our first bit of merch. Well, thank you all for watching tonight, and thank all of our amazing guests for being here. Make sure to catch Brent, Rebecca, Katie, myself, along with Zebex and Lorcana Villain on the DLC stream. Next weekend, you'll see us in the booth, and you'll see Logan playing in the finals. So I hope to see you all there, whether on stream or in person. We'll be back next Monday night to break down the DLC. What happened? We'll be talking with the winner, Logan, on stream live.
It's gonna be a wonderful interview. I'm
Right.
Pre-booked months in
prepared for it.
advance.
Yeah.
And maybe we'll have some of our guests here back if everybody's recovered from their travel. If you want to follow any of these amazing creators, and you should, I'll have links to all of their socials in the show notes, so you can go click on all of those and follow all of them. And thanks again to our Patreon subscribers and supporters and everybody who follows the stream and the show and the channel and all that. You all help make this possible. With that, we'll say goodbye, and we're going to sign off for the first time ever with the closing song. So
With a
we'll see you
real
all-
outro.
With a real outro. So we'll see you all next week or at Richmond. Thanks for watching. Not that. It was almost so cool.
Rock.